The phone rings at 9:47 p.m. on a Tuesday night in November. Jennifer Reynolds stares at the caller ID, glowing in the dim living room. Foster Family Agency. Her hand hovers over the phone. They'd said yes to fostering in theory, filled out mountains of paperwork, sat through weekend training classes where they practiced swaddling dolls and learned about trauma responses. But this call makes it real. Mark looks up from his laptop across their quiet living room. His gaze meets hers. The phone rings a third time. She answers. The woman on the other end is professional but apologetic. Emergency placement, 8-year-old girl. Removed from her home 2 hours ago, severe neglect. Nowhere else to go tonight. The caseworker pauses. I know this is sudden, but can you take her? Just temporary, until we locate relatives. Maybe a few weeks at most. Jennifer's mouth goes dry. She looks at Mark, who's closed his laptop now, watching her face. We can take her, Jennifer hears herself say. The words come out before she can overthink them. When? 90 minutes. We're so sorry for the short notice. Jennifer hangs up and meets Mark's gaze across the room. They're coming, she says. Tonight. Right now. They have an hour and a half to prepare a room for a child they've never met. Jennifer strips the guest bed and remakes it with fresh sheets, the blue ones with stars. Her hands shake as she smooths the corners. Mark drives to Target in the rain, throws a cart full of basics into the trunk. Toothbrush, shampoo, pajamas in 3 different sizes, because they don't know what will fit. At 11:30 p.m., headlights sweep across their driveway. Jennifer's heart hammers against her ribs. Through the front window, she watches a woman emerge from a sedan, then reach into the back seat. A child climbs out slowly. The girl is carrying a black garbage bag and clutching something to her chest. Mark opens the front door. Cold November air rushes in. The caseworker, tired, coffee-stained jacket, offers an apologetic smile. This is Maya, she says gently. Maya, these are Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds. They're gonna take care of you tonight. The girl doesn't look up. She's tiny for 8, wearing jeans 2 sizes too big and a thin jacket despite the cold. Her black hair hangs in front of her face. Her knuckles are wide around whatever she's holding. Jennifer can see now it's a stuffed elephant, gray and worn, missing one ear. Hi Maya, Jennifer says. She doesn't move closer. I'm Jennifer, this is Mark. We're really glad you're here. Maya doesn't respond, doesn't lift her gaze from the porch boards. The caseworker hands Mark a manila folder. Medical records, what we have. School information. She'll need to stay enrolled at her current elementary. It's about 20 minutes from here. Jennifer, can I speak with you for a moment? They step into the kitchen. The caseworker's professional mask slips. This is harder than they told you in training, isn't it? She glances toward the living room where Mark is keeping a careful distance from Maya, who hasn't moved from her spot by the door. Severe neglect case. Mother's whereabouts unknown. Father in custody. Maya hasn't spoken since removal except for one-word answers. Selective mutism. Likely trauma response. Jennifer's chest tightens. How long has she been in that situation? Years, probably. The caseworker drops her tone. We're searching for relatives now. Aunt in California, maybe. Could be a few weeks before placement. She touches Jennifer's arm. Thank you for saying yes tonight. There really wasn't anywhere else. After the caseworker leaves, the house falls silent. Maya stands in the entryway, garbage bag at her feet. Still clutching the elephant, she won't look at them. Won't move further into the house. When Mark shifts his weight, she flinches. Are you hungry? Jennifer asks. Maya doesn't respond. Would you like to see your room? A tiny nod, almost imperceptible. Jennifer leads her down the hallway, moving slowly, keeping her tone steady. This is the bathroom. Extra towels in here, if you need them. And this is your room. We put fresh sheets on. There's a lamp if you don't like the dark. Maya stands in the doorway of the guest room, scanning like she's mapping exits. The single lamp casts long shadows across the pale blue walls. Jennifer has left a package of the Target pajamas on the bed, tag still attached. The bathroom's right across the hall, Jennifer says. If you need anything tonight, our room is at the end. You can knock any time. She pauses. You're safe here, Maya, I promise. Maya moves into the room like she's wading through deep water. She sets the elephant carefully on the bed, then drags the garbage bag into the corner. She sits down on the floor beside it, knees pulled to her chest, and wraps her arms around her shins. Jennifer's heart cracks. Would you like me to sit with you for a bit? Maya doesn't answer, but she doesn't say no. Jennifer lowers herself to the floor about 6 feet away, back against the wall. She doesn't talk, doesn't push, just sits, breathing steady, while the furnace clicks on and cold air seeps through the window frame. Neither of them sleeps much that first night. The next morning, Jennifer makes pancakes, even though her hands feel clumsy and exhaustion weighs on her shoulders. Maya emerges from the guest room at 7:15, still wearing yesterday's clothes, carrying the elephant. She hovers in the kitchen doorway. Good morning, Jennifer says, keeping her tone gentle. Are you hungry? We have pancakes, or I could make eggs, or there's cereal. Maya's gaze flicks to the food, then away. She nods once. Pancakes, okay? Another nod. Maya sits at the far end of the kitchen table, the elephant in her lap. She eats slowly, methodically, staring down. When Mark enters the kitchen, she tenses, tracking his movements without lifting her head. Mark pours coffee, deliberately casual. Morning, Maya. I like your elephant. Does he have a name? Silence. Maya's fingers tighten on the worn fabric. That's okay, you don't have to tell me, Mark says easily. He shoots Jennifer a look. What do we do? She shakes her head. Give her time. After breakfast, Jennifer helps Maya get ready for school. The garbage bag contains 3 outfits, all too big, all worn thin. There's a backpack with no supplies inside, no toothbrush, no hairbrush. Jennifer feels anger rising in her chest, not at Maya, never at Maya, but at whoever let this happen. She drives Maya to Riverside Elementary, 20 minutes through morning traffic. Maya sits in the back seat, silent, the elephant pressed against her chest. At drop-off, Jennifer walks her to the office, signs the temporary custody papers the school has been faxed, watches Maya disappear down the hallway with the counselor without a backward glance. Jennifer sits in her car in the parking lot for 10 minutes, gripping the steering wheel, before she can drive to work. The first week passes in a blur of adjustment. Maya won't speak except for single-word answers, and those only when absolutely necessary. Yes, no, okay. She eats what's put in front of her but never asks for anything. She flinches at sudden movements. She hoards food in her pillowcase. Jennifer finds granola bars, crackers, an apple wrapped in a napkin. Trauma response, the caseworker explains when Jennifer calls, panicked. From never knowing when the next meal would come. Don't shame her. Just keep providing consistent meals. Eventually she'll learn she doesn't need to hide food anymore. At school, Maya sits alone at recess. The counselor calls Jennifer. Maya's compliant, quiet, but won't engage with other children. They're monitoring, being patient. These things take time. Time. Everyone keeps saying that. But how much time do they have? The caseworker mentioned a few weeks. Already, Jennifer can feel herself getting attached. Already, she finds herself thinking about Maya's schedule, Maya's needs, Maya's silent presence in their too-quiet house. Already, it hurts to imagine her leaving. Week 3, something changes. Maya starts doing her homework at the kitchen table while Jennifer makes dinner. She doesn't talk, doesn't interact, but she's there, present. When Jennifer sets a glass of milk beside her, Maya whispers, "Thank you," 2 words, barely audible, but there. Jennifer texts Mark at work. "She spoke," 2 words. Her hands shake as she types. Week 4. The caseworker visits for the monthly check-in. Professional, kind, thorough. She inspects Maya's room, reviews the school reports, asks Maya gentle questions that receive mostly one-word answers. Then she sits with Mark and Jennifer at the kitchen table while Maya does homework in the living room. "We've located relatives," she says, "aunt in Sacramento. She's agreed to take Maya. We're running the background check now. Should be complete in 3 to 4 weeks. Jennifer feels the floor drop out from under her. 3 weeks. Maybe 4. And then Maya's gone. She knew this was coming. They both knew. Temporary placement. That's what they'd agreed to. But knowing doesn't make it easier. "That's good," Mark says. His tone sounds hollow. "That she has family." The caseworker nods. It's always better when children can stay with relatives. She gathers her papers, offers them both a sympathetic smile. "You've done a wonderful thing here. Given her a safe place during a terrible time. That matters." After she leaves, Jennifer and Mark sit in the darkening kitchen. Neither turns on the lights. "We knew this was temporary," Mark says finally. His words come out rough. "I know. We can't get attached." "I know." But Jennifer's throat is tight. Too late, she thinks. Way too late. Thanksgiving approaches like a deadline. Mark's family wants to meet Maya, celebrate together. The whole extended Reynolds clan descending on Mark's brother's house for turkey and chaos and too many questions. Jennifer feels protective, fierce. She doesn't want to overwhelm Maya. Doesn't want her to become the object of curiosity, the conversation piece, the foster child everyone wants to meet. But Mark's mother is insistent. She's family now, isn't she? Even if it's temporary. And shouldn't she experience a real family Thanksgiving? Jennifer bites back her response. A real family, like Maya hasn't had one, like they're rescuing her from darkness. She knows her mother-in-law means well, but the words grate. They go. Mark drives while Jennifer sits in the back with Maya, who's wearing new jeans that actually fit, and a purple sweater Jennifer bought on impulse. Maya stares out the window, the elephant in her lap, silent. The Reynolds house is chaos. Cousins running, football blaring on TV, Mark's father holding court about politics, his mother orchestrating the kitchen like a general. Maya shrinks into herself. Jennifer watches her grow smaller, with each loud burst, each explosion of laughter. She positions herself at the kids' table end, pushes mashed potatoes around her plate with mechanical precision. The smell of turkey and stuffing fills the air, thick and overwhelming. Mark's mother hovers. Such a sweet girl, so well-behaved. You two are just saving her, aren't you? Giving her a real chance at life. Jennifer's jaw clenches. She finds Mark's hand under the table, squeezes hard. His return pressure says, "I know, I'm sorry, I'll talk to her later." Maya asks to be excused in a whisper. Jennifer finds her 20 minutes later in the upstairs bathroom, sitting on the closed toilet lid, arms wrapped around her elephant. Her breathing comes too fast. "Do you want to go home?" Jennifer asks. Maya nods. They make excuses. Early bedtime, school tomorrow, Maya's tired. Mark's mother is disappointed but gracious. In the car, Maya leans her head against the window, exhausted by the effort of being perceived. That night, Jennifer sits on the floor outside Maya's room after she's asleep. Mark finds her there, slides down the wall beside her. "I don't know if I can do this," Jennifer whispers. "Get attached and then let go. Watch her leave. I don't know if I'm strong enough." Mark doesn't answer right away. Then, Maybe we're not supposed to be strong enough. Maybe that's the point. What does that mean? I don't know. He rubs his face. I just keep thinking. We said yes to fostering because we felt called to it. Because we have room. Because we wanted to make a difference. Maybe making a difference means it costs us something. Maybe loving someone means risking the hurt. Jennifer leans her head on his shoulder. That night, for the first time in years, they pray together. Really pray. Not the quick blessing before meals, not the rote bedtime prayers, but desperate, vulnerable prayer. God, we don't know what we're doing. Help us love her well. Help us give her what she needs, even if what she needs isn't us. Early December, the breakthrough comes. Jennifer is in the kitchen, pulling ingredients for Christmas cookies from the pantry. The radio plays carols. She doesn't hear Maya approach until the words come from the doorway. Can I help you bake cookies? Jennifer nearly drops the bag of flour. She turns slowly. Maya stands there in socked feet, the elephant dangling from one hand, her expression cautiously hopeful. I would love that, Jennifer manages. Her words crack. Let me get you a step stool. They spend the afternoon cutting shapes from dough. Stars, trees, bells. Maya is meticulous, careful, her hands steady. She doesn't talk much, but she's present. When Jennifer demonstrates how to use the decorating icing, Maya's tongue pokes out in concentration. When the first batch comes out of the oven, golden and perfect, Maya almost smiles. The kitchen smells like vanilla and cinnamon and sugar, like something sweet being created together. That evening, Jennifer calls Mrs. Kim from church. She's older, Korean, with kind demeanor and laugh lines around her mouth. She'd approached Jennifer after service 2 weeks ago, mentioned quietly that she'd been a foster child herself. If you ever need someone to talk to, she'd said. Or if Maya needs someone who understands. Jennifer takes her up on it now. Mrs. Kim comes over the next Saturday, brings art supplies, settles herself on the living room floor like she has all the time in the world. Maya is hesitant at first, but Mrs. Kim doesn't push. She just starts drawing, humming. Eventually, Maya sits across from her, then beside her. By the end of the afternoon, they've created a whole series of pictures together. Houses, trees, a girl with a gray elephant. Before she leaves, Mrs. Kim pulls Jennifer aside. She's healing, she says, slowly. But she's trying to trust you. That's a gift. The first week of December, the call comes. Jennifer is loading the dishwasher when her phone buzzes. The caseworker's tone is apologetic again. The Sacramento aunt has failed the background check. Substance abuse issues, recent arrest. The state won't place Maya with her. Jennifer's hand still on the plate she's holding. What does that mean? It means we need a long-term placement for Maya. The caseworker pauses. You've had her for 2 months now. You're already certified for long-term care. The state prefers keeping children in familiar environments when possible. Would you consider keeping her? Not just until we find somewhere else, but as a permanent placement. Possibly adoption. The plate slips from Jennifer's fingers. It hits the counter, but doesn't break. Her pulse pounds in her ears. I need to talk to Mark, she says. Can we have time to think about it? Of course, but I'll need an answer by Christmas. For Maya's sake, we need to know the plan. Jennifer calls Mark at work. He comes home early. They sit in their bedroom with the door closed, while Maya does homework downstairs, and they face the weight of what they're being asked. This isn't 3 weeks anymore, Mark says. This is forever. This is adoption. This is our whole life changing. I know. Are we ready for that? He looks at her, and she sees her own fear reflected back. We wanted kids. We've tried. But this isn't how we imagined it. I know that too. Jennifer's hands twist together. But Mark, I can't imagine her leaving now. I can't imagine someone else tucking her in at night. Someone else teaching her to bake cookies. Someone else watching her learn to trust again. But what if we're not enough? What if we mess this up? What if we don't? Jennifer's words steady. What if we're exactly what she needs? Not perfect parents, just willing ones, just people who show up. They pray again. Desperate prayer, terrified prayer. Help us know what to do. Give us wisdom. Give us courage. On Saturday, they take Maya to the zoo. It's cold. The crowd's thin, and Maya walks between them, bundled in her purple jacket. At the penguin exhibit, she stands at the glass for a long time, watching them dive and surface. Mark points out the baby penguin, wobbly on its feet. That one's still learning how to swim, he says. Maya nods. Then, so quietly they almost miss it. Like me, still learning. Jennifer's throat closes. Yeah, she manages. Like all of us. That evening after dinner, they ask Maya to sit with them on the couch. The Christmas tree is up now, lights twinkling, and Maya has helped decorate it. She perches on the edge of the cushion, the elephant in her lap, her face guarded. Maya, we wanted to talk to you about something important, Mark begins. You know you came to stay with us because it was temporary. Until they found family for you. Maya nods, dropping her gaze. Well, they found your aunt in California, but it didn't work out, so the state is asking us if you can stay here longer. Not just for a little while, but for always. Jennifer takes over. We would like you to stay, Maya, if you want to. Not just until they find somewhere else. Forever. Maya's head lifts, her expression is wide, unreadable. Forever? Forever, Mark confirms. We'd like to be your family, really your family. We'd like to adopt you, if you want that. Silence stretches. Maya's fingers work against the elephant's worn fabric. Jennifer holds her breath. I can stay? Maya's words are barely audible. Here? Yes, Jennifer says, if you want to. Maya looks around the living room, at the tree they decorated, at the couch where she started curling up for movie nights, at the kitchen, visible through the doorway where she helped bake cookies. Her gaze comes back to them. I want to, she whispers. I want to stay. They don't tell her yet that adoption takes time, that there are court dates and hearings and mountains of paperwork. They just tell her yes. Yes, you can stay. Yes, this is your home. Yes, we're your family now. The next weeks pass in a blur of preparation. Christmas is coming. Jennifer goes overboard. She knows she does. Buying presents, making lists, planning the perfect Christmas morning. She wants it to be special. She wants Maya to feel chosen, wanted, celebrated. Mark tempers her. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. She tries to scale back. But she can't help buying the fancy pajamas, the books, the art supplies. She can't help hanging a stocking with Maya's name stitched across the top. She can't help imagining Christmas morning, their first as a real family. Maya's changing too, gradually, like ice melting. She talks more, not constantly, but full sentences now. She sits with them in the evenings, asks questions about their day. She laughs once at a funny part in a movie, then looks startled at her own laughter. One evening she asks Jennifer, "Why did you say yes when they called? Why did you say I could come?" Jennifer considers her answer carefully. "Because we have room," she says finally. "Because we wanted to help. Because we felt like God was asking us to open our door." Are you glad you did? Jennifer pulls Maya close on the couch. So glad. You being here has been the best gift we could have asked for. The play therapist tells them Maya is making remarkable progress. The school counselor reports she's engaging more, has made a friend. Mrs. Kim stops by weekly, always bringing something. A book, a bracelet, a note of encouragement for Jennifer and Mark. She's a gift, Mrs. Kim says, but you're a gift to her too. Don't forget that. Christmas Eve, they attend the candlelight service at church. Maya sits between them, watching with wide wonder as the sanctuary dims and candles are lit one by one. When they sing Silent Night, Jennifer feels Maya's hand slip into hers, trusting now. Christmas morning comes quiet and slow. Jennifer wakes early, makes coffee, stares at the 3 stockings hanging on the mantel. 3, not 2. Her chest feels almost too full to breathe. Mark finds her there. You okay? Yeah. She leans into him. Better than okay. They hear Maya's door open. Footsteps padding down the hall. She appears in the doorway in the fancy pajamas, the elephant under her arm, finding the tree. Merry Christmas, Maya, Jennifer says. Maya moves toward the tree like she's still not quite sure this is real. She kneels on the floor, runs her fingers over the wrapped packages. Her stocking bulges with gifts, candy, chapstick, the hair ribbons their neighbor had left on the porch. They take turns opening presents. Maya is meticulous, careful with the paper, like she might need to save it. When she opens the art set, professional colored pencils, good paper, an instructional book, wonder fills her face. For me? For you, Mark confirms. We noticed you like to draw. She opens the books, the stuffed animal family for her elephant, the nightlight shaped like stars. With each gift, she looks up at them like she's checking. This is really mine? This isn't a mistake? The last package is wrapped in silver paper. Maya opens it carefully. Inside is a simple silver bracelet with 3 charms. An elephant, a star, a heart. Jennifer's words come thick. The elephant is for strength. The star is for hope. The heart is because you're loved. Maya's fingers tremble as she touches each charm. She looks up at Jennifer, at Mark. Tears shine in her gaze. Can I really stay? Her words are clear now. Forever? Forever, Jennifer says. Tears slide down her cheeks. Maya sets the bracelet carefully in its box. She picks up the elephant. The one she arrived with. The one with the repaired ear that Mark had sewn back on in November. The one that's been with her through everything. She holds it close. Then she looks at them again. Something breaks open in her expression. Guarded Maya, allowing herself to believe. To hope without hesitation. Can I call you Mom and Dad? Jennifer can't speak. Mark's arm comes around her shoulders. Yes, he says, his words rough. We would love that. Maya launches herself across the wrapping paper and into Jennifer's arms. It's the first time she's initiated a hug. The first time she's let herself be held without tension. Jennifer wraps her arms around this girl who arrived with a garbage bag and a broken elephant. This girl who hoarded food and flinched at kindness. This girl who is theirs now. Mark joins them, his large hands resting on Maya's back. They stay there on the floor beside the Christmas tree, holding each other, crying and laughing at the same time. The adoption is finalized in April. Maya wears a new dress, purple because it's her favorite color now. She holds Jennifer's hand on one side, Mark's on the other. The courtroom is hushed, the judge's chambers warm with afternoon light filtering through tall windows. When the judge pronounces them legally a family, Maya grins, full, unguarded, radiant. Afterwards, they go for ice cream even though it's only 11 in the morning. Maya orders chocolate with rainbow sprinkles and eats it slowly, savoring every bite. She doesn't hoard it, doesn't rush, just enjoys. That night, Jennifer tucks her into bed. Not the guest room anymore, but Maya's room, painted yellow at her request, filled with her drawings and books, and the family of stuffed animals that's growing steadily. "Mom?" Maya says as Jennifer reaches the door. "Yeah, sweetie?" "I'm glad you said yes when they called. I'm glad you opened the door." Jennifer's throat tightens. "Me too, baby, me too." 6 months after the adoption, they begin the certification process for a second foster placement. Their caseworker is surprised. "You're sure? You've been through a lot. You could take a break." But Mark and Jennifer look at each other, then at Maya, who's thriving now, who speaks freely and laughs often, and has friends at school and takes piano lessons on Thursdays, who teaches them daily about resilience and trust, and the fierce courage it takes to hope again. "We're sure," Jennifer says. "We have room." This time, when the emergency call comes, and it will come, they know it will, they'll be ready. This time, they understand what they're saying yes to. They know attachment is a risk. They know goodbye might be inevitable. But they also know that sometimes the most important yes you ever say comes in the middle of an ordinary evening, when the phone rings unexpectedly. That family isn't just biology. It's showing up, staying present, choosing each other when walking away would be easier.